and let us all do we can to build a better future.
So, we all know Senator Sinema. You know, the also fantastic Senator Sinema. She's nowhere to be found, really. I mean, she's kind of a no-show for a lot of things, and a lot of people in the Democratic establishment are holding their breath. Well, shout out again to Case Study QB who found this outstanding video segment. Let's play it in its full entirety if we can.
Welcome back. So when Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer struck a surprise deal on their climate, healthcare, and tax bill last week, Senator Kyrsten Sinema was not actually in the room. Now Manchin is saying that he's sending her text messages to convince her this bill is exactly what she wanted just a couple of months back.
She'll make her decision based on the facts. We'll be exchanging texts back and forth. And she's always been that. She's extremely bright. She works hard. She makes a good decision based on facts, and I'm relying on that.
So far, Sinema has been mum on her position. When asked by a reporter today whether she would back it, Sinema said, quote this, "Taking my time." Meanwhile, after a week-long delay from Republicans, the Senate adopted...
Let's pause it here. All right. So here's the thing about Sinema, taking her time. When it came time to work for lobby groups, she was quick to move. When it came time to ignore her constituents, especially when they confronted her, well, she was quick to move into the restroom and make some flushing sounds, whatever. When it came time to be confronted by her constituents in an airport or an airplane, she was quick to dismiss them. Hell, she even posted a wonderful photo on social media of her drinking a nice, refreshing drink with a ring that says, F off. You see, the thing is, accountability and Sinema can't mix together. It's like oil and water. Sinema, as a politician, has shown her true colors. Start off as an activist, great. Green Party, okay, pretty awesome, all right. Progressive in the Democratic Party, and then her true colors were revealed. She was a corporatist through and through, and this is the same Senator Sinema who is against lowering prescription drug costs. I'll let that just again hit all of you again. She's against lowering prescription drug costs. She's against that. What a wonderful politician, right? There's a lot of vote blue no matter who people that are quickly ready to go to her defense. The same Sinema that's had more time with the Biden-Harris administration than Bernie Sanders did. Interesting. And it's really weird that how Manchin is texting her like, hey, this is what you wanted. Kind of creepy, but okay. I'm twisting it around. That's wrong. But then again, they're politicians and they're all scumbags. Let's play the rest of the video.
PACT Act, a $280 billion package that will help millions of veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits during their military service. The president will sign that bill into law on Monday. And then this afternoon, the Senate is expected to pass a resolution supporting Sweden and Finland joining NATO as well. Joining me now is NBC News senior national political reporter Sahil Kapoor in Phoenix, Arizona, and co-founder of Punchbowl News and an MSNBC political analyst, Jake Sherman, as well. Sahil, let me just start with you on this one. It's kind of the question of Kyrsten Sinema. Where is she? What is motivating her? What's she most worried about, especially when it comes to her constituents?
Yasmin, it's such a bizarre dynamic here in Arizona. I've talked to staunch Trump supporters wearing MAGA hats and Let's Go Brandon t-shirts saying they like Kyrsten Sinema and they want to see her vote down this bill. They want to see her kill this piece of legislation. And of course, these people are highly unlikely to vote for Sinema, but a former Sinema aide I talked to says she likes to be liked by the most conservative Republicans. She likes to befriend them and, that it bolsters her image as an iconoclast and a maverick. And by contrast, she doesn't care so much about ticking off her Democratic base. Now, that same Democratic base here in Arizona with whom she has a very...
This goes back to what I said about politicians, especially if you're in their political party. They don't care if they get you angry. They know that you'll be a loyal dog and vote for them, be it Democrat or Republican. And this whole idea of being a maverick. How's she a maverick? She takes corporate donations. She's got a nice high-paying internship at a winery. Yeah, this is true about her. You think they respect you. They don't. They don't. No Democratic or Republican lawmaker in the United States Senate and House, they don't think about you. They don't have any feelings towards you. They don't like you. They don't respect you. So if you were one of those people that, worked hard on Sinema's campaign, I'm sorry. She doesn't like you. You got to vote her out, all right? Or vote harder, whatever. I mean, technically, I'd vote third party, but, I'm not in Arizona. But get rid of her. She doesn't respect you. And to the Trump people that are showing respect or like Sinema, she'll stab you in the back too, because she's a politician, and that's what they do. Welcome to America. It's an oligarchy. Play the rest of the video.
Frosty relationship is more overtly threatening her political future. Activists and volunteers with the state party saying she will go down in her 2024 primary if she torpedoes this bill with all the priorities it has for Democrats, from climate change, prescription drugs, and so forth. So that's the contrast. That's the situation, the dynamic that Sinema is facing at this point. Usually, she likes to find some common ground. That's in her nature. She likes to find a situation where she'll maybe make some people happy and make some people upset across the aisle. But on this one, it's a more stark decision because the dish is cooked by Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin. She has to make a call here, a difficult one, especially when there's one provision in this bill, the carried interest tax break that she is known to have opposed in the past.
A difficult one, by the way, and a quick one too, Jake Sherman, because it seems as if the deadline at this point is just a couple of days away before August recess for the Senate. Schumer and Manchin have said they want to hold that vote before then. Is that a possibility of it even getting done? And aside from Kyrsten Sinema, do they have all the votes they need in hand?
Yeah, they probably do have all the votes besides Sinema. And I would say, Yasmin, it's important to keep in mind that Chuck Schumer is going to keep them here until they get this done, if there is a pathway to getting it done. I agree with what Sahil said, but she would be signing her political death warrant if she completely alienated the rest of the Democratic base that is not, that has been a bit frustrated with her in the last couple of years. I would say that, yes, the carried interest loophole, which allows, basically, in short, allows hedge fund and private equity managers to pay a lower tax rate on some of that interest that they make off of their businesses, is something that she has opposed. It was something that was not in the Build Back Better bill that the White House had cobbled together what seems to be eons ago. But she is going to, as she has said, she's going to hold out until she gets that final ruling from the parliamentarian about what can and cannot be in this bill. And I think that's important to keep.
Now, again, here they go, hyping up the Senate parliamentarian. Just a quick reminder, Senate parliamentarian is a non-elected official. The Senate parliamentarian can be overruled by the Vice President and President of the United States. Simple as that. This whole idea of the parliamentarian running things, I don't know when this happened. Maybe there's been a change in the timeline that we all don't know about. But the Senate parliamentarian isn't the end-all, be-all person that can dictate how things are done. They offer suggestions. It's like that skinny Poindexter kid trying to tell you, oh, you should do this, you that, and then you just dismiss them. That's who the Senate parliamentarian truly is. So watch something happen. Either Sinema chooses to vote, all right, she's friendly with the Democrats. She's nowhere to be seen. I think at this point she's got a nice cushy job as a lobbyist in her future, like any of these sellout politicians. Or the Senate parliamentarian just somehow magically, with no pushback from the Democrats, just makes the bill go away. I know, we live in a crazy world. So let's wrap up this entire segment. Don't trust the politicians. They show you who they really are for so many years. And I think now a lot of people are waking up to what they really are. They're opportunists. They're careerists at scamming all of us, scamming you. They don't like you. They don't think about you. They don't respect you. Now, what is the counter to this? What do we do? Well, obviously, first and foremost, we need to start building organizations and movements outside the influence of Washington, D.C., supporting independent media, supporting independents, third parties if need be. We live in a ballot initiative state. This is a perfect time to really start implementing and building a movement outside of Washington, D.C., and actually doing something at the state level. We cannot rely on anything to be done at the federal level because the politicians in Washington, D.C. will not fight for populist policies. Joe Biden, through executive order alone, can make cannabis legal, pardon student debt, make Medicare for all happen, but they're not going to do it. The Democrats had for decades. They could have codified Roe v. Wade. They didn't do it. See, Sinema, we've seen her before. She's like all the other politicians in Washington, D.C. Nothing will fundamentally change if people keep voting Team Red or Team Blue. If we want a better future, we got to start acting now without the two-party system, because they don't represent us and they don't respect us.